Hey guys, Kathy Renee here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you joining me for the very first time, my name is Kathy Renee and welcome to the show. So you guys definitely read the title right. I'm gonna go ahead and review the Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Jackie Aina collaboration. She looks like this. She looks cute or whatever. And I'm also, not only that I'm going to do a review, but I am also going to be doing a tutorial on this look over here. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here or anything, but I really like this look. I feel like this is a Christmassy kind of look, especially since we're in the holidays, so this can definitely work. And I also want to apologize in advance for my fan. The truth is that when I do not have the camera recording, I have the fan in the background just blowing me air. And obviously in some scenes here that you're gonna see, you're gonna hear the fan, and I do apologize for that. I just wanted to throw that out there. So enough about me rambling on. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Alright, so we're gonna begin with the Anastasia Beverly Hills X Jackie Aina palette. We're going to be going in with ginger right over here. The brush that I'm using is the Morphe E27 brush. Right, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I lightly dusted it off. And then I only did it on the corner, not like the whole thing. I did it like on the corner. And then with the corner that I dipped it in, I'm just going to go like above the crease area very lightly and very gentle. Because this is going to be our transition shade. And at the same time, we want to create that gradient because gradients are really pretty. And then you saw me like do like the windshield wiper motion. And then what I'm doing right now is just little circles. Little circles is the best bet, let me tell you guys. It's the best to blend. When you feel like it's not working out for you, or any other blending technique is not working out for you, always do little circles. It like literally saves you. It saves me all of the time, and it saves me time. Like it saves me, but it takes time. But instead of just panicking that it's not blended right or anything, it literally does the job. And what I went ahead and did right now is just dip the brush back into the palette. I went ahead and dusted it off. And then we're just going back into the brown crease area right over here, above the crease, but below the brow bone. I believe it's the occipital bone. I'm doing little circles right now, and you see like this beautiful like nude tan kind of reddish color going on. These are really pretty. What I like is that, well, for me, I don't have a fair skin tone, but I don't have an olive tone complexion either. It's like I feel like it's in between, and I feel like this color definitely flatters me. And if I don't know, like maybe if I'm like ever in a rush, I can definitely put this over my lid, blend it out, put some eyeliner on it, and then it'll be a look. All right, so next color that we're going in with is Big Wig right over here, and the brush that I'm using is the Morphe E22 brush. So what I went ahead and just did was dip the brush into the palette, and I dusted it off. And this is where you really have to be patient with this and be really careful at the same time. Alright, so I'm dragging it gently, of course, like right like on the the crease area here. And it's okay if it's like looks a little like harsh right now, because remember we're doing this a little bit at a time, and then we're going to be blending this out. And the reason why we're going to be doing this a little bit at a time, because purple is part of the red family, okay? Purple has a hint of red. And what did I mention about reds before? Reds are really, really hard to blend. It's just that kind of color. It's really hard to blend and hard to take out. So you're gonna have to take your time on this. And what's good is that not only that we're taking our time, but we're doing it a little bit at a time. And of course, we're going to use our technique, which is the little circles. We want to blend this out because we don't want anything harsh. And if there's anything harsh, that's perfectly fine, because we're going to blend it out. And the reason why we use the color and the ginger color was for that not only to be our transition shade, but it can also create a gradient with this purple shade right over here. So just take your time, keep doing the little circles, okay? Okay, so what I went ahead and did was dip the brush back into the palette. I did dust it off, and then we're still doing the windshield wiper motion, which is fine. It's gonna be a little harsh. That's perfectly fine. Okay, what we want to do is just spread everything first. I'm doing little circles right now. And just take your time. I feel like this is like the tedious part of it. Like when you do the shadow on the crease area first or wherever. My opinion, I feel like this is a tedious part because you just want it to come out right. Just take your time. Be patient with this. Believe in it. Remember, this is all a process. Like during the process, obviously you're gonna question it, but you gotta believe in it. And just keep blending out, you guys. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. At the end of the day, look, whatever works for you, and as long as it makes you happy. If you blend it and you feel like in your heart that it's really good for you, perfect, that's good. That's all that matters, how you feel about it. But I'm just only advising you to keep blending, that is all. Okay, so next color that we're going in with is Credits right over here. And the brush that we're going to be using is the Morphe M506 brush. Okay, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I am not going to dust it off, and I'm just packing it here in the outer corner right over here. I'm just packing and blending at the same time because, of course, when it's on a blank canvas, you're gonna have to build it up and fix that tape. If you have the tape, make sure to fix it or make it longer. I don't know. The tape always lips for me here. It's really annoying. Sometimes it's annoying, and it's okay if it doesn't like go down all the way because we're gonna be lining it with eyeliner anyway. I did the brush back into the palette. I'm packing her on here, and then I'm blending at the same time. And just take your time with it. Remember, when in doubt, blend it out. I'd always use little circles because it's your best bet. And it's okay if it's a little harsh here. We're gonna go back in and blend everything out anyway. But first, make sure you blend out here first before you do anything. Right now we're working on the outer corner of your eye, of the outer crease, and of the occipital bone. Yo, watch me say the wrong thing. But yeah, just take your time with this, you guys. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink. So I finally turned off my fan so you guys don't hear woo in the background. But I just like direct wind. Like I don't know. I like the fan on like directly in my face. I don't know. I've always been obsessed like that ever since I was young. Freaking love having a fan to my face. I don't know why. And I can be coughing. I can have the driest throat. I still like it. Okay, this is pretty much what I want. I know it's a little harsh. That's okay. This is a process. Remember, I keep telling you guys. We're gonna go back in with the Morphe E27 brush, the first brush that we used. You can use whatever brush that you want. This is my preference. I'm just gonna start blending it so that way we can really create a gradient, and also it looks really pretty and neat. And this is optional. You don't have to do this. Remember, just be happy with your creation. At the end of the day, you gotta be happy because at the end of the day, this is your look. You own it. It's on your face, and honestly, your face is what makes this look pretty, so you gotta own it. You're just enhancing your face, that is all. Okay, so I went ahead and blended everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease off camera, so I will be right back. For the crease, I went ahead and used the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Flat White Corrector, the whitest one. I feel like the whitest one just flatters like all of the tones that you're using in an eyeshadow. And then for the brush, I went ahead and used the Morphe M167 brush. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's really flat and kind of wide, and it just helps me out with my hooded lids. We're going in with the color Sponsored right over here. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe M522 brush. And the concealer is still wet, so I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage so that way the shadow can't stick on here. And please be careful with the crease area, especially if you have hooded lids. Alright, so one trick that I do is I look down and I kind of like do this so that way I can get all up in there in that crease area, and then just keep patting in the color over here. This is a really nice color. It's like a duochrome color. It's cool. I like it. And just keep packing it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect because remember, we're going to be blending it out. Just keep packing it in there. And what's good about these kind of brushes, it's not too stiff and it still grabs on to the color when you press it in the palette. And then you still, I mean, it depends on the way that the pan is pressed as well, so it just easily grabs on. Alright, so next color that we're gonna be going in with is Trust Issues right over here. The brush that I'm using is the Morphe M522 brush. This is another brush that I had handy. It's not the same one that I used for this green shade over here. This is another one. Alright, so I pressed the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. And then what I'm going to do now is just press it on here. And always be careful with that crease area. I dip the brush back into the palette. And then this time what I'm going to do is concentrate on the crease area. But I'm going to raise my eyebrow or eyebrows. So that way I can really get into that crease. Just take your time. This is where you really have to take your time. Be very patient with this as well, and be very careful because a lot can happen. And I'm only telling you guys this out of experience. And just keep pressing it on here. If you want to go and blend out Sponsored with this beautiful white color here, just keep like I go like really gently though. And while I'm still raising my eyebrow, I'm gonna accidentally get myself some forehead wrinkles doing this. But yeah, just blend it out and you're gonna see that you're gonna have like a really pretty gradient. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you guys are following along, you guys are gonna see that. Okay, so I'm gonna finish blending everything out off camera. I'm gonna come back with liner and I'm gonna go ahead and show you what lashes I'm going to put on today. As you can see, I went ahead and did my eyeliner off of camera. I used the Epic Ink eyeliner from Azeredo Cosmetics in black, as you can see. So off camera, what I'm gonna do is do my lashes and do the rest of my face. And then I'm gonna come back and do my lower lash line. But first, these are the lashes I'm gonna use. The lashes that I'm using is from Lily Lashes in the style Chicago. It looks like this. I'm going to show you guys the final product once I put everything together. Alright, so we're going to go back into the palette. We're going to be going in with edges and ginger. We're going to create our own color right over here. The brush that I'm using is the Morphe M321 brush. I dip the brush into the palette. It doesn't matter which one you start off with. You're still gonna get the same color. I'm at a weird angle here, you guys, so that way you guys can see. And so I don't get anything in my eye. So what I'm doing is I'm packing it on here. Oh, also I did not dust it off. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm just packing it on my lower lid area over here. And I'm just gonna be blending really gently, you guys, okay? And we're just gonna go back and forth. Nothing special, okay? But be super careful because this is underneath your eye and you will most likely get something in it. But that's okay. That's why we're gonna do this really gently, really carefully, and we are going to take our time doing so. And I love the combination of edges and ginger. I feel like it just complements my skin tone so well. And this is like a really pretty look for under the eyes. And it can be a really pretty simple look too. Like if you just put it like all over your lid, you blend it, pop on a lash, or maybe an eyeliner. However you decide to create it, it's perfect. Simple and glam. Alright, we're gonna be going in with Soleil right over here. And the brush that I'm using is a Morphe E36 brush. Then I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. And we're just going to be packing her in the inner corner near the duct area over here, near the tear duct. So we can give it a little pop. Now that the crease, the whole like shiny crease over here is taking on the show, I did the brush back into the palette. I'm just gonna go under my brow area over here, really gently. And then I'm just getting like a random blending brush. And then I'm just gonna go little circles just to blend her out and make her look really pretty. And also, we don't want anything harsh. If you're about that look, go ahead and rock it, but I am not about that look. So I'm just gonna be blending her little circles so that way it can create a really pretty gradient. All right, so I'm still gonna be using the Morphe M321 brush. I'm gonna be highlighting my nose, so bear with me if you guys can see or not. I'm trying to do it every angle here. I'm just gonna be going down. I can slightly see, but I hope that you guys can see. Okay guys, same color, different brush. The brush that I'm using is a Morphe M441 brush. And I'm gonna use this brush to highlight my face. I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. What I'm doing is I'm just packing it like on the highest of the cheekbone area, bringing it down just a little. You guys can see that. And then I'm gonna drag it now back and forth to blend it. And to blend it even more, I'm gonna do little circles back and forth, just so you can have that glow, the glittery glow. You see that? Really pretty, really beautiful. I dip back into the palette, and then I'm just doing it in my temple area. I'm doing it a little bit above my eyebrow, forehead area. All right, we're gonna move on to the Cupid's bow. I did back into the palette, not dusting it off. I'm just packing it on my Cupid's bow and then blending it. Same thing, I did back into the palette, not dusting it off, packing it on my chin area, blending it. The excess that I have here, I'm just gonna go up and down my nose, just so I can blend out that line that we made earlier. And then I'm gonna do the tip of my nose just back and forth. If you guys wanna dip back into the palette, go ahead. I'm just gonna use the excess that we have here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with mascara in the bottom of my lids. I'm gonna look for liquid lipstick, and I'm gonna figure out what to do with this hair. I like half of ponytails because they give me like a mini facelift. Okay, so I am back. This is the complete look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Now that I'm really looking at it from different angles, this is a good little holiday look if you guys really want to do this. Yeah, it's really pretty. I never worked with greens before. Yes, I've worked with greens, but not dark greens, and this is really pretty. And this is like a green, like a greenish brown. Like in certain angles it looks brown, in certain angles it looks green. It's really pretty. I love that it flatters my skin tone. This is nice. Okay, so the moment that you guys all been waiting for. This cute palette right over here. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills X Jackie Aina palette. And first off, I want to say like this like faux skin over here. It's really pretty. I like that it's like multitude of colors. I don't know if I'm using the right words. But be careful with it. Like I accidentally scratched it and it left a mark. But just be careful with it. But it was my fault. I'm not, you know, just letting you guys know if you accidentally scratch it, because I did. Now let's open. Now I'm gonna open her like this so like the mirror doesn't catch anything. And usually with Anastasia palettes, you're gonna get like those double-ended brushes. They work really well if you want to blend something out. I like it for I like this end for blending, and I like this end for like packing like something somewhere. Oh look, there I am. All right, this angle is much better. Obviously, prior to filming, I went ahead and tested the colors out myself, tried to create a look here. And so far, all of the colors are very pigmented. They're very creamy. And what I like about these tones, since, I mean, I'm not fair, I'm not quite out of tones, but I'm like in between. I have like a medium skin tone, and these colors flatter my skin tone very well. I really like these colors. I think that they're pretty versatile too. I mean, I wouldn't know, I don't have fair skin. Yes, this palette for me was really fun to work with. I like that I had like my nudes, and I like that I had like a pop of color, a shimmer here and there. What's good about the shimmers, it's literally shimmery. So you are gonna have that payoff when you use the shimmers. And yes, of course, there is fallout, but there's a fallout in every palette, and if fallout is your thing, get over it, because as I said earlier, there's fallout everywhere. Then other than that, I mean, obviously I used the Soleil for a highlighter. Sephora highlighter is really pretty. It's soft, it's subtle. Normally I love a gleaming highlight, but since the eyes are really dramatic, I felt like a subtle highlight is good. And of course, if you guys want to make an intense highlighter, just always put like your Fix Plus on it or your setting spray on it, and then like keep blending more to get that extra pop. But other than that, all of the color payoffs are beautiful. They literally, the color that you get in the pan is the actual color that you get on your lid or anything or anywhere else. I don't have anything bad to say about this palette. This palette is beautiful. If you guys can, wait for a sale and get your hands on it, because that's what I did. So yeah, that's the end of this review. This is a yes for me. Not only that, I'm going to encourage you guys to get the palette because it's awesome, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video as well as much as I did. And I don't know, I'm just really, I never really did anything like this in the past, and I'm actually, I don't know, I really like this look, and I'm not trying to my own horn here. Of course, you should always be proud and you should always hype yourself up when you do something. I thank all of you guys that subscribe to my channel. I'm really thankful for each and every one of you. And thank you guys for making it to the end. You guys are definitely troopers. Okay, so this is the end of the video. This is the end of the tutorial, end of the review. And I will see you guys on the next show. Goodbye.